Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for another edition. Joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, J Red. All right, y'all. So let me go ahead and get into what we're talking about right now. Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors lost the black community. He lost us. He lost us. Now, what are you talking about, J Red? What are you talking about? I told y'all that Jonathan Majors was going to break the internet. I told y'all this. I told you on my last broadcast this past Friday when I was addressing the Cat Williams controversy. I said that Jonathan Majors is going to take over by breaking the internet because he had an interview with Good Morning America that happened yesterday, January 8th. And boy, was I right. Boy, was I right. Now, for those who have seen this interview, one thing that I want to ask real quick before I even begin, did he look like he was acting? Did Jonathan Majors look like he was acting? Because as he was being interviewed, I didn't know if I was watching Kane the Conqueror. I didn't know if I was watching his character on Creed 3. I didn't know if I was watching Lovecraft Country. It still doesn't feel like we know the true Jonathan Majors. So it felt like a production. His technique is so good. He was, talking like this. And yeah, I wish to God I knew. And all this. So I was like, do we like what who is Jonathan Majors? You know what I'm saying? As far as what we know about him, like it felt like he was playing a character. Am I by myself on that? Like it didn't feel like it was like a genuine, like a real interview, like his authentic self. It felt like he was putting on a production. And the theatrics behind it leading up to it. And then you had Meagan Good in the background sitting all supportive and looking like she wanted to cry. Like, yeah, like it just felt weird. So anyway, but how did he lose the black community? The first thing that I'll say is what I gathered from this interview is that he did this for white people. This was his attempt to get white support, everybody's support, but in particular, white people. Because the thing is, we know anytime something like this, the black community has been having his back since we first heard about it. We're like, hey, man, black women probably hated the fact that he dated with a white girl. They hate when black men date white women. And I get it. Like, don't let me go Dr. Umar on you. You know what I'm saying? So we already figured he got caught up with a white chick. And of course, the evidence showed that she was in the wrong. He shouldn't be charged. Be that as it may, a lot of black folks feel like you shouldn't have been in that situation anyway, and that's what he addressed. But the thing is, we had his back. We had his back and figured, man, he's a rising star. He may not be King the Conqueror anymore and be hot in Hollywood anymore as far as in the white spectrum. But we're gonna hold him down the black community. But boy, oh boy, the way that he was over there acting as if he was a civil rights leader and all, it just felt very weird and awkward from the way he was dressed to the way he was talking. And like I said, it felt like a performance, but it felt like he was trying to get sympathy from white people instead of just everybody in general. It just didn't feel like it. Now, I'm not saying he had to speak in ebonics or, be down or whatever, because that's probably how he really talks. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it just didn't feel like he was like if I was in that situation, I would have known, okay, black people are going to have my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I have a beautiful black woman, which I feel like that relationship is kind of fabricated, like put together. But it felt like it was his attempt to try to get some type of empathy or sympathy from white people, but it's too late, Negro. It is too late. And he knows it's too late. But I feel him for what he was trying to do. Speak up, speak up to try to save his name. And a lot of people, I heard Charlamagne the guy saying, why didn't he just take the stand at trial? Look, I'm not even going to get into that. The brother admitted that he shouldn't have been in that situation. It is what it is. However, how he completely lost the black community, how he lost us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've been seeing this because I've been seeing it. And he has a
You
fascination with
probably
Coretta
well aware
Scott
of it.
King. And boy, oh boy, uh, listen to what he said about Meagan Good. Fair
Through it
use, by the
all,
way.
Major's new girlfriend, actress Meagan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview. How would you describe your relationship?
She's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta, you know.
Skirt. What did this Negro just say? She held me down like a Coretta. A Coretta. A Coretta. Now, the thing is, it's two things to look at. For one, this ain't no civil rights leader. when you say that this woman held me down like she's my Coretta, you're already kind of equating yourself to Martin Luther King. You're already kind of putting yourself in that realm, in that space. And we hold Dr. Martin Luther King to our hearts dearly for what he did for black folks. You know what I'm saying? So that was already a negative. That's called overselling, right? And then for two, to say that right after you get into it with a white woman, so you leave a white woman and you have video clips of you saying that I'm a great man. You need to treat me like Coretta treated Martin. You need to treat me as if you're Michelle Obama and I'm Barack Obama. I'm a great man. I'm a great man. No bullshit. That's what the audio clip sounded like. So automatically you're putting yourself in that realm, and it's like, nah, bro. In this situation, hell no. What it sounds like is that you wanted a white woman to equate to a black queen. You wanted a white woman to equate to a black queen, and that doesn't work. You can't have a white woman be Michelle Obama. You can't have a white woman be Coretta Scott King. Like that shit don't work. So that's why I felt like this was for white people. You know, because the one thing that white folks like to do is throw Martin Luther King being peaceful in our face and all this other stuff. So that's why I don't feel like it was for us, because we're not putting up with that. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, if he's saying, hey, I feel like I'm a great man and I aspire to be these type of men. Like, it's okay to say Martin Luther King was my hero. I ain't gonna say Barack Obama, but Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, different people from, who are civil rights leaders, activists, and everything like that. Those are great men. Hey, I get it. I get that 100%. But in this particular situation, you are dealing with the Caucasian female. So we don't want to hear nothing about no Martin Luther King, no Malcolm X, no Barack Obama. We don't want to hear nothing about that. You leave all of them on the table. This is about you and a white woman and her being jealous that you didn't want to be with her anymore and wanted a black woman. A fine ass black woman, because Meagan Good look good as hell. So that's what this is about. Stop trying to play the whole Martin Luther King, civil rights, black leader type of thing and equate that to what you got going on with this Caucasian female. No. And you lost the black community because it felt like that's a slap in the face to us. Like, how dare you use that in order to justify you not being in the right place or you being in the wrong place at the wrong time, dealing with a white woman. Now, if this was a black woman, it would be completely different. You know what I'm saying? Now, I still would think that you're overselling it, saying that she's my Coretta. What's this Negro's fascination with Coretta? Does he really think that he's because he's an actor? He's an actor. Meagan Good is an actor. They're entertainers. And I'm not saying he can't aspire to be something greater than what he is. That's perfectly fine. Martin Luther King is a role model could be a role model to every black man, should be. Malcolm X, like I said, I ain't gonna say Barack Obama, but the other black leaders that we've had, of course. But this situation involved a snow bunny, like Dr. Umar said, and you can't mix that in with the whole black leader talk, because we ain't buying it, bro. We ain't buying it at all. So, for you to try to put that up with them, like, what? You really tried to compare yourself to Martin Luther King after then dealing with a white woman. Like, that's not gonna work, man. And if Jonathan Majors' goal was to have sympathy and have empathy and give people support, he failed tremendously. He failed tremendously. This interview right here made him look worse than what he was, because to white people, it looks like you're not being accountable for hurting the white snow bunny. For black folks, it looked like you're trying to cater to the white community. So it's a double negative. The best thing that John Majors can do right now, the best thing that Jonathan Majors can do right now is just lay low, lay back, kick it, be quiet, don't do any more interviews, and just let this shit ride out for like a year and then start doing movies again. Now, will you be able to go back into the Avengers and Marvel and be on top? Nah. But you never know what the future holds. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're going to make you put on a dress. Maybe if you put on a dress and appear bug broken, you can get back in there. But honestly, you mess yourself up. And we know how this goes. That's why the black community, we were your support system. So the first thing you should do is try to appease to us, to appeal to us. You need to try to do that, because we're going to hold you down at the end of the day. You know, so this was a failed attempt. Jonathan Majors came out looking way worse than how he looked going in, because black folks was trying to give you a pass. We were trying to give you a pass. We know you didn't deal with a white woman, but because of how talented you are, how gifted you are in acting, and you got a fine black woman now, Meagan Good's job was to make you look refined. Meagan Good's job was to make you look presentable to the black community, because it's like, yeah, hey, y'all, I'm in trouble with this white woman, but got a beautiful black queen over here. So that's what her job was to do. But now you done made her look bad and yourself look bad by bringing up Coretta Scott King. You just messed that up. So, Jonathan Majors, if you're listening to this or if you're watching this, trust me, you need to lay low. Don't do any more interviews, because now you look like an egotistical hypocrite. You look like an egotistical snow bunny chaser that is trying to look refined with a black woman now. And cut out the acting in interviews if you are going to do an interview, because like I said, I didn't know if I was watching Kane the Conqueror or Creed 3. I didn't know what I was watching. So yeah, man, that's what I would say to him. But who am I? I'm just a podcaster that happens to rap, happens to DJ, happens to act myself. But anyway, man, y'all let me know in the comments what you think about what I just said. Do you think that the interview made him look good? Do you think he should have did the interview? Do you think he did not? Do you think that he lost the black community by this interview? Because Black Twitter has been going in. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Make sure that you hit that like button for me. Hit that like button or the dislike button. It's all good, because that helps with the algorithm. Help the algorithm out on this video for this channel. And make sure, if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/ResView. Scrolling down at the bottom, my new EP, Rewind, you see that right there, is available on all streaming platforms. It is a wonderful EP hip-hop project that samples some of your favorite tracks from the 90s, 5 dope tracks. So make sure you check it out. Anyway, y'all, this is J Red ResView, and I'm signing out.